Have you ever had to tell someone that they are best suited to a subservient/blue-collar lifestyle because they don't have any semblance of brilliance? Okay, well, I want to take issue with the formulation of that question, although I think it's a perfectly reasonable question. That's Jan Swan. Don't be thinking that a blue-collar lifestyle is necessarily subservient. I mean, first of all, you can be a tradesperson, and that's a really good career choice as far as I'm concerned. It's very, very valuable. I mean, you know, good plumbers are rare, and good carpenters are rare, and good bricklayers are rare, and they're so useful. I mean, I do a lot of renovation work. I've done an awful lot of renovation work on all the places that I've lived in, and I've learned to do a fair bit of construction and automotive body work and all those sorts of things, and I really like doing it. And, you know, blue-collar life is not necessarily subservient at all, because you can be master of your trade's domain and be unbelievably economically useful and productive and creative and independent and autonomous. And so there's nothing necessarily subservient about that. If you're a conscientious person and you're careful and you're awake and you treat the people around you well and you do your job properly, there's also room for advancement in the private sphere. There's no reason to assume whatsoever that merely because you don't have the intellectual horsepower to work well in the domain of rapidly shifting abstractions, that your life has to be of secondary quality or opportunity. I don't see that at all. And there's endless opportunity in the trades. And like in Toronto, for example, there's a chronic shortage of tradespeople, and there's always a shortage of qualified people for every occupation. So if I have to tell someone that they're best suited to a blue-collar lifestyle, I wouldn't feel bad about it. I might say to them, well, look, let's assume you're talking to someone who has an IQ of 100, which is the IQ of the average high school graduate. You might say, well, look, unless you're super conscientious, career in something like law is probably not your best bet, because you're going to be competing with people who have IQs that are like 30 points higher than yours or 25 points higher than yours. And if you really work yourself to death, you might be able to maintain competitiveness in that domain, but you're going to be working at a powerful disadvantage, because the people that you're competing with, for example, are going to be way faster than you verbally. They're going to be able to read faster and to reason verbally faster and all of that. And it might be better to pick an ambition that's more in keeping with the quality of your temperament and your intelligence, to put it bluntly, so that you can be. But that doesn't mean that your success has to be limited, and it also doesn't mean that I'm elevating intelligence to a platform of the ultimate moral ideal, because the relationship between intelligence and moral ideal is zero. There's no relationship between them at all. Intelligence is a capacity, let's say, that can be put to ill use just as well as to good use, and there's nothing intrinsically better about smart people. They might be more useful for certain things if they're oriented towards the good, but there's no shortage of opportunity in the working class end of the world, and I can certainly understand often why people might prefer that to the endless miasma, you might say, chaotic miasma of complex abstract jobs. One of the problems with those sorts of jobs is that you're never done. You never finish. There's always more work than you can possibly do.